Go ahead, Brian.
Thanks, Karine. The president on Friday said that he wants to see massive changes at the border. What kind of policy changes is he discussing and open to?
So I'm not going to negotiate from here. I'm going to be very careful, very mindful. We want to see meaningful change so that we can actually deal with a broken system. The immigration system is obviously broken, and we want to make sure that we have resources to deal with what we're seeing at the border. And so that's what they're talking about in the Senate with both Republicans and Democrats. I'm not going to negotiate from here. I'm going to let them have those conversations. I think that's important, that they have the space to do that. But the president wants to deliver meaningful change, and he's also very grateful to those legislators continuing to have those conversations. We think it's headed in the right directions, but not going to get into specifics as to what those policy changes would look like. Okay, right behind you. Go ahead.
Thank you. Biden admitted Friday that the border isn't secure. Does he have any plans to visit the southern border before the election?
The president visited the border recently.
In January.
Well, yeah, that was a year ago. He's been there.
In December 2023, there were 300,000 migrant encounters, which is the highest month ever on record. How bad does the border crisis have to be for Biden to take a trip back?
So, just to reiterate what I just said seconds ago, the president has been to the border. He's visited the border. He saw for himself. He spoke to law enforcement. He saw exactly what goes on at the border. The president understands what's going on at the border, which is why he included in his national security supplemental, right, which is, again, a request that is when you feel like there's an emergency, you make that supplemental request, which is what the president did. It included border security, included obviously Ukraine and Israel, and it is incredibly important, which is why he continues to push for it. And you're seeing those conversations happening in the Senate in a bipartisan way, a bipartisan agreement, and the president's very thankful to that. And so I'm going to leave that there. He's taking this very seriously. Remember, day one, he put forward an comprehensive immigration legislation. Go ahead, Earl.